Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's cause he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're raw, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, this a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You can call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
And it's just, I hate to say it, it's just a lot of fun to play.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to Unpop Reviews Wrestling, the Mike Knoxxx Show, joined by the SmackDown Show, as joined by Vic Damone Jr. That's how I actually got you on my phone, by the way. It's Vic Damone Jr. There's 3 juniors. I'm not even making that shit up.
That's hilarious. I'm only one junior, but that's cool. That's cool.
I got to. And your host, myself, Mike Knoxxx. I'm rocking the head of the table today, and I'm going to tell you all why for a reason. But welcome to today's show. WWE Backlash, Vic, was yesterday. And I'm sorry. Listen. Wrestling fans, I mean, Daniel Bryan Bella said it better than anybody, right? Wrestling fans are fickle.
Why?
You got people complaining about the crowd. You got
the crowd was amazing.
The crowd was amazing.
That crowd was incredible. They put us to shame last night, man.
You know what?
But the reality is that we're spoiled.
We're way spoiled.
Yeah.
How would you say that in Spanish for those who don't understand that?
Shit, there's so many different ways. I mean,
I'm putting him on the spot for his natural language.
Malagradecido.
Whatever he just said.
Malagradecido. Like you. It's basically a way of saying like you're not appreciative. You don't appreciate it
at all. People, wrestling fans don't appreciate shit.
And the thing is, like, I mean, personally, that goes to show you what happens when you in a crowd of people that are all of the same culture, all united, all can sing a song. Because I mean, listen, number one, I gotta give a shout out to AJ Styles.
Come on,
because
the modern day excellence of execution is what Corey Graves named him, and I 100% agree.
No, but here's the thing: how he was able to stay in his heel persona through all of that was just amazing. Because the thing is that those people just took advantage of the situation, right? Like that's a song.
I was getting my Vinny.
You see how hyped that is? You see how hyped that is?
Yeah,
that's a song over there. That's like a big deal, right? So every time they say phenomenal, they just take advantage and start singing that. And he is phenomenal. So it fits perfectly with AJ Styles. So like, you know, if you don't know, even Triple H at the press conference was like, you know what I mean? He had no idea. And you could see that in AJ Styles' face. Like he had no idea what was going on. And mind you, we're talking about not even the pay-per-view. This was at the press conference.
Yeah.
Like, he's just trying to save face, but he can't. Like it was so impossible. And now another thing that I realized last night, now I understand why this card was so short. I really do.
Well, let's talk about that card in a second. Charmaine, what's going on today? You only say hi to Vic, but it's okay. I thought we had a bond here as well. I guess it's a New York thing. Okay,
yeah,
I guess it's a New York thing.
New York stand up. That's right.
Okay, well, New York sit down, especially if you're a Knicks fan. How about that? New York right now.
You know what? Shoe fly. You better recognize we coming back. Right?
Y'all losing to Indiana in this series. I'm gonna say that. We gonna keep this to wrestling right now.
Facts.
Right now, we talk about this. Leave me alone. I love my New York family. I love my New York family and friends. But your sports teams I can wipe my ass with this. I tell you that. Okay. I tell you that. But what I'm not going to wipe my ass with, though, is this pay-per-view. Right? When I say wrestling fans are fickle, Vic, it's because you got one half complaining about the crowd. You got one half complaining about the matches being too short and being predictable. Just because things are predictable don't mean they can't be executed. You know what I knew was predictable? I knew that Thanos was going to lose in Endgame. It was predictable. Did that make it a bad movie? Hell no. The execution was flawless. Okay? When he says Avengers assemble and Cap gets near more, it's over. Okay? Predictable, doesn't matter. It was so exciting. Let's talk about this card, Vic Damone Jr. Listen, first of all, to open up with the Bloodline, okay, and we go back to SmackDown, as you guys, you yourself and Dice Man, the Z is silent. You guys are the host of the SmackDown Penitentiary.
Welcome to the SmackDown Penitentiary.
No show yesterday because there was a PLE, right? So, but on SmackDown, we find out that Paul Heyman has not even spoken to my tribal chief.
Hang on a second.
Okay. Since WrestleMania. Okay. And as Vic takes a call, talks to his tribal chief, and it just baffled me. And that scenario, and like, wow, Paul, I'm thinking he's being tortured not to speak to Roman. Roman hasn't spoke to Paul. A lot to talk about that a little bit later in the program as well, because I thought that was fitting going into this PLE that Heyman haven't spoke. Heyman pulled Roman Reigns from the draft. Nick was furious over this, the GM of SmackDown. Did not like this, Nick Aldis. So a lot to tell about that. But then in this Bloodline match, right? And shout out to Dan the Man, who runs our AEW, one of the hosts of our AEW show, who, as an AEW diehard, I'm just going to say this to you. And before I go any further.
Breaking news. This just in. The thoughts and opinions of Mike Knoxxx solely belong to Mike Knoxxx and does not represent Unpopular Reviews Wrestling in any way. Now back to the show for the intelligent wrestling fans.
So, when I say this, I mean this with all due respect. What AEW does and what WWE does, there's always going to be a difference of opinion and execution. Because to be the excellence of execution, to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, the WWE, you can get away with having one match be one way, and they flip it into a tornado tag the next, and fans don't complain. The reason why fans complain in your fan base, not their normal fan base, about AEW, because it's always the same booking. It's always 18 tag team matches. It's always 7-7-7-7-on-7 matches. No one expected this. We knew this was going to probably happen because of the way the explosion of this. But to get this match, Vic, I thought to open up the show like this, as hype as that crowd was for Kevin Owens, Randy Orton's pop. Okay, Daddy Orton right now is tearing the house down, but they got it on.
Everybody got a babyface pop.
Everybody got a babyface pop.
You know what I mean? Yo, Naomi probably got the biggest pop she ever got in her entire career.
It was like your girl last year, Selena Vega, down in Puerto Rico. Okay, she would never get that pop again nowhere else, but in Puerto Rico, she got that pop.
No, but here's the difference. There, it was all about representation.
Correct.
This time, it wasn't like that.
No, this is just people being happy to be there.
Exactly. Like this was just this. I mean, you know, this is just French people having fun, enjoying the show, and
all that good stuff.
Very happy to see these WWE superstars. Right. So now, somebody that's coming from New York, I can appreciate it because we have MSG, Barclays, Prudential Center, if you count it, because it's right there. UBS Arena, Nassau Coliseum. Yeah, we got a lot of places, you know, where they can come and spoil us if we wanted to. So, you know, everything that they're doing now, as far as, look, they're going to Saudi Arabia next month. And then after that, I think the only thing that they have in the US outside of house shows and Raws and SmackDowns is SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Everything else is overseas. So for everything that we were complaining about before, as far as the card being small and the card being predictable, it doesn't matter because look, they sat less than 12,000 people in there and made more money than any other arena in the United States.
I want to just put a nickel on the meter for that one because to me those are overinflated. And as an intelligent wrestling fan, you can't make me feel stupid. That's just like WrestleMania.
No, but here's the thing, though.
No, hold on, finish this point. If the prices are so high, because the prices are so fucking jacked up. The prices are jacked up. That's kind of a, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to sit here and tell me that there's more people in buildings than I saw at WrestleMania 3 and the Pontiac Silverdome.
No,
you know
that's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing.
It's the ticket prices, though.
That's
it's the price of admissions higher. The T-shirts are higher. Everything's higher. So of course it's gonna be more. This ain't Drake taking on Kendrick Lamar. This ain't no competition.
Yeah. Okay. But the thing is that it's literally a house show. You could tell by the way that even the entrances were. The logistics of it was just a European tour. Yeah. A regular European tour. But then they put a backlash on it. They made it a big deal, and then they raised the prices. But now look, you know what I mean? And look at the end result. So like, I had a feeling that they were gonna do this, just try to make money elsewhere, and they're doing it, bro.
They're doing a damn good job in making me in the States feel pissed because if you don't buy tickets the day they go on sale, your ass is gonna pay up the wazoo. Okay, it's point blank and simple. Okay, but Kevin Owens, the Bloodline. Orton, like you said, the crowd, they got it on, okay, pun intended. I always call matches like this, right? There's always like what we call the initiation match, right? This was Tonga's initiation match. That man's back had whelps on it.
Facts.
Okay.
He definitely got a lot of hits. He's paying his dues. I'll tell you that.
That's right. He's paying his dues. And you know what? I thought it was a perfect way to make it a tornado tag. Street fight, if you will, because that's more his style, right? Kevin Owens, he can adapt to that style as he comes from that style. And Randy can adapt to anything to me personally. Like Randy Orton's one of the most unsung greats there is, and it doesn't get spoken about. Like Randy Orton can't do nothing wrong. In or out of a wrestling ring. He's damn near flawless. No one calls him the greatest, this or that. But damn, he's one of the greatest of all time, hands down. Okay, for how he wrestles, how he adapts, how his healed. I don't like face Randy, by the way. I think face Randy is ass. All right, but that's just me as my fandom of it. I prefer Randy as a heel. But
he got better mic skills as a heel.
Yeah, because he tells somebody, fuck off, if you if you will. But your takes on this match, and look, the debut of Camacho comes back, right? Like, he's been here before, okay? This is the first Puerto Rican Samoan in the history of the Bloodline. Okay, is he Puerto Rican or is he Samoan? Because he came back as Camacho not too long ago as the enforcer out on the back of the bike. Was this back in 2009? I'm not good with my dates, 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. But he's back, and he's now the newest member of the Bloodline. And look at Paul Heyman like, what the hell is going on? Okay. And everybody's calling for, this is what I want nobody to say right here, right now. Let's just say it right here, right now, Vic. Don't nobody better say, I called it. I called Bloodline versus Bloodline at War Games. Everybody's calling it. It's just what it looks like. Okay. It doesn't take a dumb wrestling fan to figure that out. Okay. If you have a little bit of intelligence, because you listen to the Mike Knoxxx show on Pop Review, with Mike Knoxxx and Vic Damone Jr., you understand that. Your takes on this match, though, and the winner's the Bloodline with their new member.
I mean, no, like I said at the prediction show, they needed that win. And the funny thing is just that everybody was expecting for
Puerto Rican? I thought they were Puerto Rican. Were they Mexican?
No.
Were they during this storyline? I thought they were.
Oh yeah, you're right. They are.
You're right. They were. You're right. Okay, I stand correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but you know what though? He probably knows how to. He's probably from the West Coast, so he probably knows how to act Mexican.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
okay,
he's probably.
It's not Howard Holmes. Okay.
Nah, because all those guys are from San
Bitches
Francisco.
and titties or ones and fitties. Yeah. I don't know, Holmes.
No, but like for example, like none of the Mexican guys on the East Coast do that.
No, they don't.
They don't. Like.
That's
So,
why I always
like,
had a problem with Mia Hamm, to be honest with you, because she's representing East LA, but she's from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? I always had a problem with that personally.
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean? You're from Baltimore. You're from the DMV. You don't know nothing about no East LAians. You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, yeah, but then like it's the same thing like Selena Vega being from Queens and then going to Puerto Rico with the big
Well,
flag.
that's it. No, I'm
You know
not
what
from
I
New
mean?
York, so I can't speak on what you can correct me. All right.
No, but the thing is,
I've been
just
there a
that,
bunch
like,
of
look,
times. Y'all
here's
act
the-
like y'all from Puerto Rico.
No, you know what the thing is? It's just that like New York has a lot of Puerto Ricans that don't speak
Exactly. And y'all Puerto Rican Day parades are a lot better than the ones that just sat down here in Orlando. I tell you that much. That's a real Puerto
Oh,
Even though y'all
yeah.
Puerto Rican parades play a lot of black hip hop music. I'm just saying. Okay. I don't be hearing no reggaeton. I'll be hearing
because a lot of the Puerto Ricans just become black. They lose their culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just the Puerto Ricans either become white or become black. And unless they go back to the island all the time and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But
as a
lot
kid,
of New Yorkers are like that.
They are like that. But Lee, as a kid, you couldn't tell me no difference. I thought Yokozuna was Japanese. And that's a shame on us.
Facts. That's
right?
true.
Because you can look at
him
him and clearly he wasn't Japanese when you find that out.
Yeah, I didn't know about Samoans like that until like they really started pushing it like that, in wrestling. You know what I mean? Like to me, Samoans are like the West Coast Puerto Ricans, the same history, same deal. You know what I mean?
All from indigenous cultures, as they would say, right? Is that the correct? That's the correct terminology. Okay. Don't want to be offensive here. Okay. But your takes on the match. I thought the match was a great way to start off the show. Right.
I think it was. I didn't think it was going to start with that match, but I'm glad that they did. I thought that was very smart because you start with a match that's hyped. Start with a match that everybody's talking about, and then the thing is, also, that's probably the one part of this whole card that wasn't predictable.
Okay.
As far as like when things were going to happen. So I thought that was pretty smart because the thing is, again, this pay-per-view wasn't necessarily for us. I mean, it was to continue the story, but as far as like American fans go,
American fans?
I like.
You're gonna mess this whole thing up because you're stupid.
No, I mean it's not that. It's just that like we have a culture of being smart marks, right?
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's the problem with wrestling. That's why I love our NXT show with Wrestling Doll. They take it from a strictly fans perspective, and and that's one of my favorite shows outside of mine is when her and Jack are together. They're just strictly fans reviewing it as fans, not trying to that guy is this guy who was there, and they're going to lose because of this. You know what I mean? They're going to the storyline.
Exactly. So the one thing I also appreciated about this is just that you could tell that there were certain parts of, and I think this was in everybody's match, certain parts where they just added a little bit more because every single cheer was just, every single thing was just cheered. Even like an elbow was just, and the thing is like, this is what pro wrestling was like.
Speak on it.
In the days of Bruno Sammartino when he was in MSG once a month.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There wasn't that much storyline. It was just straight boo, yay. You know what I mean? Like there was a good guy, there was a bad guy, that people were into certain things. Like, mind you, these people, they know all of the songs and they know all the stuff, but the simplicity of it is one thing that I really, really enjoyed. Because the fan base here is definitely not like that anymore.
It's like you said, it's the spoiledness of it. It's the dirt sheets of the whole thing. And a little fair. I'm gonna stick up for my country. In the words of Cat Williams last night, if you have not watched his Netflix show, I thought it was absolutely hilarious for 60 minutes. This is the greatest motherfucking country in the world. You would know that if you traveled. Okay. And I say that to say, because of that though, they don't get a pay-per-view. Like you said, they get wrestling once a year there. Right, if they're lucky, right, and that's when I say once you, I mean overseas. They may go to France. Don't mean they're going to go to Lyon, France, right? And like they traveled hours to get there, right? And now they throw a backlash on them. Oh, we got a pay-per-view here. Also, it's heightened. It's the emotions different. It's to them that's because they're going to get to a WrestleMania in the next 10 years, right? So to them, why not? And I don't think they hijacked the show. I personally, from a fan's perspective, who happened to be at work watching it, took my break, watched it afterwards, took my little, I had some time in between. that crowd to me made the night more enjoyable. I don't care, said, and I get everybody says it was 100% predictable. Yeah, it was. I don't think a single person in our group got the predictor wrong. I did because I thought Jey Uso would win, but I didn't think he would win the title. And we'll talk about that later. I thought they would do what they did and he would get disqualified and stuff would happen. But the card was 100% predictable. You know what I mean? But to me, I still 100% enjoyed it. But before we move on to the next match, Vic, any thoughts on the Bloodline, on Paul Heyman, on Tangaloa coming over there being a new Bloodline member? Do you think the Bloodline is stronger than ever? Because I don't. I don't think this Bloodline is still better than the Usos with Sami Zayn and then adding in Solo.
Well, no, I mean, of course not. They just came out. How could they be? They need time to shine. You know what I mean? They need time to have some type of an impact. Like this win right here was
an impact
win.
though.
This was the first win that Solo's had in a long time.
Yeah.
And so like they need to have some type of an impact. The only impact that they have right now is just the absence of Roman Reigns and the absence of Jey Uso. And that's it, really. So now one thing that's moving this thing forward, in my opinion, was the interaction with Jey Uso and Paul Heyman that happened backstage prior to his match. I think that's the most thing, because you could see on Jay's face, like, all right, something's up. Something, you know what I mean? This is deeper than my
Even
beef.
after the match when they approached him and they went past him and so just looked at him, that's still his big brother, right? And again, perfect placement. But I'm gonna just say this: this is how you know he's not my tribal chief, because my tribal chief, he don't go on first. He goes on last. Okay. That's what Roman does. But still, great way to start the show. Nonetheless, that's just me being a dumb wrestling fan like you guys are here as well. Then we get to this right here. And I'm not going to lie to you, Vic. This shocked me, man, in the way when I tell you, this was very... I dare near might say this was probably my match of the night. I didn't think... Well, I can't remember, shall I say. And I don't want my daughter to come out the back room and yell at me when I say this. I can't remember last time I seen Naomi wrestle a really good match. Bailey's Bailey. Okay. Tiffany's Tiffany. We all, at least to me, and what she was looked at early on is she's the wannabe greatest women's wrestler of all time, Charlotte Flair. That's what it is. Okay. With just more aesthetically pleasing, if you will, so to speak. Okay. That's how I feel about
Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
But they're trying to make Tiffany the new Charlotte Flair to me.
I
thought at first. In her early NXT run, she was identical to Charlotte Flair, the way she dressed, her outfit, everything. Now she's into her own as Tiffy time, being the Barbie and those kind of things. But I was really, truly surprised how good this match really was. I'm not going to lie to you. It really did shock me watching this match, just from the in-ring, Tiffy holding her own. I do think she is that next level. I've always kind of seen it, but to me, I think I saw it more at what was that, Elimination Chamber? I think it was her coming out party for me as a fan. Because to me, it's not about what you can do in NXT, right? I've been in NXT several times. It's a small crowd. They're gonna cheer anything. You know, if you don't know, they tell you to cheer anyway when you're there. Come on, get louder. Those kind of things like that. Everybody tries to replicate ECW, and they have their own little cult following, and NXT has its own little cult following. They want to be like an AEW crowd, so to speak. But to see, again, this crowd maybe doesn't tell this part, but everybody, as you said, got a baby face pop. And I just thought this match, the moves, that Bailey put on, but most importantly, I'm sorry, I was so proud of Naomi in this match, holding her own. It was my most, I won't say it was my match of the night, but I really highly enjoyed this match, Vic.
I enjoyed the finish.
Because I didn't like the finish.
I didn't like the roll-up. No, you know why? I did, because they kept everybody looking strong. They had to, both of them had to take
I like that.
Tiffany Stratton out. And then they pretty much just went like a little tit for tat for the pin. Caught the quick pin, and then hugged it out. Like
definitely hugged it out.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? So then, you know, because at first I thought it was gonna be a little you know, I thought they would probably maybe fuck around and try to turn Naomi heel and like, you know, shit on Bailey or whatever. Because of Bianca Belair. But nah, you know, it looks like they're going to they're separate ways as far as that goes. But yeah, man, it was nice. It was just nice to see. And I mean, personally, especially after a huge pop like that, because again, maybe this happened in TNA, but I have never ever seen Naomi get a pop like that. Even
she did in Orlando for WrestleMania.
All right,
but that's a home. That's also a home.
That's a hometown thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she might have.
And she did at Royal Rumble coming back. Being there. But again, everybody gets that pop coming back.
Yo, but I mean, this is just regular, bro.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean? Her and Jey Uso, like, I feel like got the biggest pops of the night.
Oh,
you know,
definitely. Jey Uso is next level. We'll talk about him coming up as well.
Yeah,
and said, I'm not trying to hear this. I'm not here for this right here. Of course, she has the prettiest moonsault in the business. Okay. And I'm going to say this in defense of my girl, Charlotte fucking Flair. Her moonsault is to land on her feet. I wish people really, if you look at how many times Charlotte Flair does a moonsault, she's not trying to land on her body belly to belly off of the moonsault. She's landing. It's a moonsault kind of clothesline kind of a maneuvers while she always lands on her feet. I think everybody gets that misconstrued. And of course, she's more easier on the eyes, but let's not get this confused, people. Because I think people look at tits and ass, Vic, and they get that confused with beauty. Okay. All right. She does not have the prettiest face. Okay, I'm not saying she's ugly, so don't come at me, don't crucify me. But I've seen way prettier women, including Flame Mignon in this match, is prettier than.
I mean, you know, she got a lot of cakes. She
got a lot of cake, and she's dialed up. She got a whole lot of work done.
But I mean, I think that she embodies like
embodies.
I think that she embodies Regina George. And the love of hating Regina George, you know what I'm saying? For those of you that have seen Mean Girls, like she definitely comes off as.
Look at you with a Mean Girl reference. That you surprise me every time I talk to you, Vic.
No, but she just comes across as like like not like MJF, but like I'm better than you, and you know,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Look at me, bitch.
Yeah. So she's very good at that. She had that part of it. Like she's very, very good at that. And then the other thing with the big difference between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair is that Charlotte Flair is Charlotte Flair. You know what I mean?
You know why I call her the GOAT? Let me just say this, by the way. She's not my favorite of all time. I think she's the greatest of all time because I think like LeBron James. This is what I'm going to put comparison to, right? LeBron James had to come behind Kobe and Michael and then live up to the hype, right? To be Ric Flair's daughter, right? Think about Ted DiBiase Jr. He didn't do it, right? And Ted DiBiase wasn't the GOAT or considered one of the greatest of all time. He's just the $1 million man, right? But to come behind the greatest of all time, one of the greatest of all time, a lot of people consider Ric Flair if greatest, if not the greatest, right? And live up to the hype and deal with the peer pressure and continue to still go. She got booed mercifully. You know what I'm saying? She's had her ups, she's had her downs, but for what she goes through, it's easy to say, oh, she's Ric Flair's daughter. She can do it. No, it's not that easy. It's harder on Charlotte Flair than me, like it is on LeBron. I never forget, you know this guy very well. You're from New York. Felipe Lopez. I will never forget as long as I live. Sports Illustrated magazine, right? It said the next Michael Jordan, or Storm. What that man was coming out of high school going to St. John's, and they put so much pressure on that boy, he couldn't live up to the hype. Charlotte Flair has lived up to the hype. That's all I'm gonna say about that when people come about Charlotte Flair. It's so hard.
I'll tell you another one, Sammy Sosa. I'll give you another one, Sammy Sosa.
You know what I'm saying? Sammy. I love me some Sammy.
Sammy Sosa, like, you know, he came in second place and then never let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To the point where he tried to bleach himself.
Not the Uncle Ruckus. I got the reverse vitiligo.
So here's the thing, like, you know, now because of that, a lot of people look at us like that's part of our culture, like we just trying to be white, and we don't care about that. We care about our land and our food and our land-based, plant-based culture, like everybody else.
I want my reparations. We're not getting that, people. Don't let Ken Williams fool y'all. We ain't getting no reparations, y'all.
Personally, I feel like reparations should look like tax exempt, but That's a conversation.
I take that. I take that.
That's a conversation.
Give my 40 acres and an Escalade. Okay. Okay.
That's how I feel. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel as well. Listen, before we take a break, let's get into this match as well tonight. Okay. And that was, to me, the most over man in professional wrestling. It's not Cody Rhodes, y'all. Okay. And it's not just because they're just in France. Go back to New York. Go back to WrestleMania. And Jey Uso. When I say no yeet, it's not that I don't like Jey Uso at all. It's because my tribal chief said no yeet. It's because just like when New Edition broke up, when the Usos broke up, I was heartbroken, Vic. I didn't want them to break up. I didn't think they should or have to. And break up, you could be like, it was a tag team in wrestling. I think the Street Profits tried it for a second there, where you can break up as a tag team and still be together. Right, and go solo, but still be together. I didn't like
the
that they
New
broke
Day
up.
does that.
The New Day, right? So when he broke up, I was just when I say no yeet, it's because of my tribal chief said I don't like yeet, right? But Jey Uso is the most over professional wrestler in wrestling. Okay, it's not even close. And yeah, it may be because of a dance. It's me. It doesn't matter, right? Y'all didn't want to cheer for Rusev for 4 fucking years. All of a sudden, my man Adam English comes out and goes, Rusev Day! All of a sudden, you want to, why did he release Rusev? Well, maybe your ass should have bought a t-shirt and liked them when they were trying to get you to get him over in the first place, right? But y'all doing that with Jey Uso, okay? Jimmy's no different than Jey, but this match yesterday, and it's where I say fickle. Remember I opened up this when I said people being fickle, Vic? I heard Damian Priest isn't ready. What? This man held it. I'm not even a senior in the bank. That man has held it down for a year, literally since last year's Backlash is when I got on the Damian Priest bandwagon. I'm not going to sit and say I'm a fan. I'm not going out here buying a shirt. I'm not a Damian Priest guy, right? But I respect the work hustle, right?
Yep.
HUSTSUR hustler, right? This man is on top, and I think he earned what he has. And I think this match, for what it was pretty damn decent. I'm getting more and more impressed with him. If we're going to pick on something, let's pick on Jey Uso for having 7 splashes and, to me, the worst spear in the business. But I still like Jey Uso, but I think the spear is horrible. That's why I had to put the picture up here. I can't stand Jey Uso's spear, at all. But this match, and again, in our predictor, trying to win it, I knew Damian Priest was going to walk out of the title. I knew that. But trying to win it, trying to beat it, because everybody had the same picks, right? We had to have 2 different damn tiebreakers because we knew, all right, call to order the matches. What time is it going to go off, right? Because everybody had the same pick. So I said, you know what? I'm going to pick Jey to win because I thought this would happen and they would get disqualified. And then senior Money in the Bank, now your World Heavyweight Champion, would be upset. And that's how it would happen. But lo and behold, Razor's Edge, they whoop his ass. Damian's not happy. Still your champion, leader of the Judgment Day, which we're going to find out tomorrow. And by the way, happy Cinco de Mayo. By the way, for all my Cinco de Mayo fans out there, I think it's time for shot o'clock when we take this break. I think it's time for shot o'clock. But your take, Vic, on this on this match right here with Damian Priest and Jonathan Uso.
Well, outside of the entrance pops, it was pretty good. It was pretty long. And they had a lot of back and forth. And personally, I think that this was a great way to start at the right location. Why? Because if this match would have happened in the States, there would have been a lot of fickle fans.
I think there still was talking, let's say on the States, social media wise anyway.
No, social media wise, yeah. But what I'm saying is just that, the stage that they had it on with all the fans there and the way that they were hyping this up, I think it was brilliant, because you see how people are saying Damian Priest isn't ready. This match is predictable, but this and that, right?
What do you thought was going to happen? It's a glorified house show, though, right, Vic?
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't take away from the fact that it was still good. It was still really good storytelling. And then the thing is that they also continued the story, or at least started to tell the story of Damian Priest's descent from the Judgment Day. Right? Because he's already getting upset with them, and you can see that they're already getting upset with him. I think that a tag team with Finn Balor and JD McDonough would definitely help JD McDonough, because he's like the jobber of.
That's a shame, because I liked him in NXT too.
Yeah, he was.
when
he
he
was
first
an
came up
impactful
with
champion.
yeah.
He was an impactful champion in NXT when he was a cruiserweight champion. I think he might have been one of the last ones, but the thing is that he's definitely paying his dues right now. He's taking all kinds of bumps, losing to people. He was in the Speed Championship thing and lost there.
When he got pushed in the face on SmackDown, they showed it. Oh, what? I don't know what Damian said in Spanish, but I think it was along the lines of, "What the fuck is wrong with your face?" Yeah, you know.
And yeah, like I think that this thing right here is just is just helping to tell the further along the story, because I think that Finn Balor and JD McDonough are gonna turn on Damian Priest and do something. You know what I mean? Like if he loses the title, definitely. But right now, he's Mr. Big Stick because he's the only one with a belt.
Mr. Big Stick. That's what my wife called me this morning.
Nice.
It ain't even Wiggle Sick Wednesday. That's on Wednesday. We call that Wiggle Sick Wednesdays.
By the way, breaking news. This just in. The thoughts and opinions of Mike Knoxxx solely belong to Mike Knoxxx and does not represent Unpopular Reviews Wrestling in any way. Now back to the show for the intelligent wrestling fans.
But then you say you hate AI, right?
First of all, that is not AI. That is TJ from General Hospital. But winner we all knew was going to happen is still your world heavyweight champion. More story to be told on Monday Night Raw tomorrow. We're going to take our first and probably only break of the day because it's only a 5-match pay-per-view and it's Sunday morning. So I want to first of all thank Vic. I thanked him privately. I'm thanking publicly for being here. I know Sundays are not your thing. It's not mine either, being this early. So I really do appreciate you for joining me and holding it down for Unpop Review Entertainment while our executive consultant is on sabbatical, right? So we'll be right back, y'all. Unpop Review.
They won't accept Liv Morgan, but you're going to Maxine Dupree?
Oh, shit.
Anyway.
It might be because they're in Europe and they don't know how to fix. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Yo, Monday's gonna be wild. Let's see what kind of bullshit they come up with. All right.
Telepathically, you was picking up what I was about to put down. We are going into the goodness gracious, great ass of fire part of the show because it was nothing but beauty on this screen. Even Oscar with that makeup in the back. I love me some Oscar. But we love King Coda over here a little bit more.
What my point is that I like how they did it there instead of like backstage or in the ring. And the audience is also a part of it. You know what I mean? Like this is different.
So we get these luscious ladies. Who put that? George. 2 scrumptious chocolate cakes, extra fudge. Amazing. Extra ooey gooiness. Oh God! If Mike was here, he would be doing the CEO dance right now.
Yo, amazing!
You should see me backstage. I am doing this. BGM. Yeah, we're not doing the CEO because we all know around here it's about boots and hoes. I gotta have me my boots and hoes. And speaking of that, man, that's actually a bad segment. All right, let's get that out of here. My bad. I apologize. Listen, man, we get to this right here. This beautiful black girl magic. This beautiful thing here on Star Wars Day. Happy belated Star Wars Day to all my Star Wars fans out there. Yesterday, I watched Return of the Jedi. I watched Return of the Sith. I watched the Empire's new cartoon that came out, and I went and watched the entire Obi-Wan Kenobi series all over again. Right?
Wow.
Darth Vader just destroys that episode. That shit should have been called. But halfway through the season, my son and I didn't even call him Obi-Wan Kenobi. We just started calling him Ben. He lost being Obi-Wan. Okay, he just became Ben at that point. And go back and watch Unpop Review's review of Obi-Wan Kenobi show, right? Because we do have a lot of things around here, not just on the wrestling side. We have entertainment side as well. And sports is coming back this season as well. So get ready for that. As we're doing a lot of things around here. Big things are gone, as they say.
Breaking news. This just in. Shots have been fired. I will say anything to get listeners. Because dirt sheets rule and so does Dave Meltzer. I'm shaking my dang head. OMG, Mike Knoxxx, back to you.
me when I'm telling lies.
I'm sorry, Vic. I had to do that. I had to do that because you know what's funny? Some faggoty bull happened this past week, right? Where I was called out. Remember that nonsense? Well, yeah, I think it's funny that in a press conference that they get called out for being fake news. I just want that to be out there for the record, right? So when I say hashtag depth to dirt sheets, I really truly mean that, people. Okay, if it ain't coming from a credible source, you should not believe it. And that guy, who I'm not gonna give any credit to right now for his punkity bullshit. Okay, and shout out to all my family and friends. You know, heterosexual or gay, it doesn't matter. I'm a man of love. I'm a believer in God, so I love people. But when people are a bunch of haters and punks, 302-494-3651. Come see me. Okay, so. But we're talking WWE Backlash, and yesterday this black girl Magic Vic just was everywhere. And can we just look at it?
I mean, shoot, just them being in the same color.
Yeah,
you know,
superheroes.
Just told you they were winning this match. You could tell who was winning this match just from looking at this. I mean, look, I personally, I didn't want this to happen.
No, me neither.
I preferred Bianca and Naomi to do this, and I preferred Jade Cargill to do more of a singles run. Like, to me, as a quote unquote smart mark, this makes it look like Bianca is carrying Jade.
It definitely is. Yeah, I'm with you.
But here's the thing with that. So now, the one thing that I do like about it is that Bianca is showing a little bit more attitude, especially when it comes towards Bayley, right?
Yeah.
So
she's not letting her off the hook with that.
So if Bianca, but then the truth is that Jade out of this team, Jade takes the majority of the shine. So if they continue to book it like that, then it could end up getting to the point where like Bianca gets upset and then turns on Jade, and then they have their thing. Right? If that's the case, maybe. I mean, and I think that would be a perfect way to turn Bianca heel.
Bianca's never going heel, bro. I would bet you
probably not.
I bet you two beef patties and cocoa bread that she is the Jonathan Horatio Rodriguez Tom Brady Cena of the female division. She will never be a heel.
Maybe
she has too many make-a-wishes. She has too many little girls, including mine, okay, looking up to her. And in all fairness, Jade walks around looking like a heel. And kind of, you know, we're talking about Tiffany Stratton, bitch, I'm better than you kind of thing. That's Jade Cargill, right? Bianca Belair doesn't need to be a heel. We don't need to have everybody doesn't have to go back. Dusty Rhodes never was a heel. Never once. Okay.
Wow. Really?
Certain people don't have to be a heel. You know what I mean? Wrestling's about good guys and bad guys. Sting. When was Sting ever a heel? The Main Event Mafia? That's about it, right? But even then, that didn't last long because Sting felt that it was bad. And that's why he got kicked out of Main Event Mafia, right? So Bianca Belair is a hero to little girls all over the world. I think the WWE recognizes that. I know Triple H recognizes that. And I think she lives up to that and exudes that. You know what I mean? And nobody wants to lose that face money. Let's keep it real. Every heel, even though today heels are loved, right? For whatever stupid reason, like, I'm not cheering for Thanos, no matter how dope Thanos is. I'm not cheering for Lex Luthor, no matter how creative and cunning he can be. I'm not a fan of the Joker. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? The Joker's insane, right? So that's what I'm trying to say in that. But these superhero women.
But just like Chris is saying here, like, she had a really good heel run in NXT.
She did, but that was also her upstart, though. There's a difference between starting as a heel and then once you ascend past it. It's like we're talking about Randy. Randy is a face right now, and Randy has been a face for about almost 2 years, right, with the RK Bro stuff. Truth be told, it's Randy's worst run. It may be his most enjoyable run, right? But that's not Randy Orton kicking people, running up in people's cribs. Legend killer Randy, bald-headed Randy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, her heel run, it was okay. And guess what? When she was a heel in NXT, I didn't like it. You know, I didn't like it because in that time, we got who was running NXT at that time. You know, Triple H was in charge. Vince was in power, right? At that time, they had a habit of making everybody, especially black women, take off my earrings. Let me get my Vaseline. That kind of, every black girl ain't hood. And they make every black girl try to be hood. Right? And that's why I didn't like her. I didn't like Sasha Banks at first. When Sasha Banks was in NXT, couldn't stand her. Could not stand her because it didn't feel authentic.
I mean, she's from Boston, though, doesn't
I know, but she's also, just because you're from Boston, I don't get me wrong, my cousin's from Chicago. Ain't nothing gangster about my cousin. Okay, just because you from the hood don't mean you hood.
Facts.
Right? Okay. Yeah. My daughter was born in Chester, Pennsylvania. She will tell you that ain't me. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. The heel run from there to her, she's a real life superhero. That looking at this picture and those abs make me want to go to the gym. Man, I'm not going this Sunday.
But we saw that in her in AEW. Like,
talking about Jade.
That's nothing new. You know what I mean? That's why, like, I still feel like she's being carried. And we'll see. We'll see what happens long term.
Yeah.
But I personally, because she still to me is the shiny new toy.
I see.
You know what I mean? Like, look,
colors.
like she's too big for NXT, right?
Definitely.
Okay, but like, in my opinion, they probably should have gave her at least maybe a couple of appearances or something, because you look at Tiffany Stratton, which is more of a homegrown thing, but she's more trusted, at least in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, Jade Cargill still needs some time. And the unfortunate part about Jade Cargill needing time is that she came from someplace else.
Correct.
Which would
she's not that homegrown talent. Right.
Exactly. No, she came from someplace else, which would suggest, and she came at big money and they made a big deal about and here's the thing, like, it's a testament to AEW that Jade Cargill is here, because Jade Cargill was at least became big in AEW. Like, we all know who she is. We all know who she is because of that. But but then at the same time, they're treating her like if she was Gabe Stevenson, like a celebrity that came from a different sport and like is just is trying. You know what I mean?
He just got released. That's a shame. They hyped that man up and fired him. Okay,
they hyped them up like crazy, but then because they tried to do that. Mind you, right now would have been perfect billing because the Olympics is going to go to France. Is the you know what I mean? But
see, when I look at Jay, though, here's the thing. I think as wrestling fans, it's easy for us to say someone needs more work or they're green or they're this when nobody's doing what she can do. Also,
oh no, definitely not. It's just that they don't trust her. They don't trust her yet. In order to have,
I'm sorry. Did you see this? I get that part, but you see this sequence, the knee smash into the suplex when she jumps her, she grabs her, she flips her, she throws her, she flips her behind her back, she throws her in the air, she catches her. Somebody said, "Oh, she's not selling. She's not doing this. She's not doing that." When did wrestling fans get so goddamn critical about everything?
Because,
right? I'm not saying
you know how? No, you know how wrestling fans became critical about everything?
Dirt sheets?
When things stop being once a week.
They don't get laid?
No, when things stop being once a week. We have wrestling every day.
They don't mean have to yeah, good point. Wait,
we have wrestling
Monday Night Raw,
every day.
Tuesday Night SmackDown or NXT, Wednesday AEW, Thursday TNA, Friday Night SmackDown. Shit.
Yeah. And then if you watch New Japan, you can watch EC3 on his NWA World Heavyweight Championship run right now. Like, there's a lot. We're spoiled right now. Like, as a wrestling fan, like,
Mr. Garcia,
we really are.
have you ran a wrestling ring? And I'm not being smart to anybody out here. I'm picking on you because I saw your comment last. That's all, right? I'm quite sure I would be tired. Shit. I went to Philadelphia and my kids and wife ran the Rocky steps. I went halfway up and said, "Shit, I'm walking." I got 2 bad knees. That's all I'm saying. It's just the wrestling fans, right? Certain people are great in the ring, a la AJ Styles, right? I've said this 1,000 times, whether you agree or disagree, don't like you, listen anyway. Carmella is not a great wrestler. She's a great everything else. And a lot of women, men included, wish they could be what she is as a storyteller, as a captivating of an audience as she could be. The WWE, this is what makes sense. This is why I know people say, this is why I don't like WWE, because you got to wrestle this way, you got to wrestle that way. You can have all the great in-ring ability you want to. If it does not equate into storytelling, people, because wrestling is storyline. I don't care what federation, New Japan, Ring of Honor, MLW, CZW, it all has a story. You know why? Hold on. You know why it has a story, Vic? Because they got a story name. They have a made-up name, and therefore makes it a story. Go ahead.
I mean, but here's the thing. There's with WWE, you're expected to have a story, right? But then when you go to an indie show,
they still have stories.
Yeah, but
I've been to indie shows. They have more stories than indie shows.
Not nearly as elaborate and all of this stuff like this, where you're going to, unless they have like a YouTube following, right? But like, you don't have independent promotions that have this whole thing, right? A lot of times it's literally just a match that you're going to see when you're there. So now, if any one of us had the fuck you money that Tony Khan does.
See, I was going to give you some, give out a prize, but he just stopped it for just saying that right there. But that's your opinion.
If any one of us had the FU money that Tony Khan does.
He does have a lot of FU money.
Then we would do the same thing and play with our toys.
We sure would.
And start throwing all of these matches. And all of the wrestlers would be taking advantage of another guy that has money and another mark in the business. You know what I mean? But the difference between Tony Khan and Ted Turner is that Tony Khan didn't come into this trying to compete with Vince McMahon. Tony Khan came into this just trying to put on a show.
I disagree.
You know what I mean?
I 100% disagree.
And the thing is now, but now because Tony Khan is so SAWFT soft.
Ooh.
Now it's a problem. It's a story because they keep pushing his buttons, they keep messing with him and all that, and he keeps just trying with the clapback. And I'm not gonna lie, I like his efforts.
This is a great effort. We are like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. We're up against a real evil juggernaut in the WWE as our competitor. They're who facing AEW. It's like the Pepsi of pro wrestling, and W's like Harvey Weinstein.
Yo, do you see how petty that is?
That's super petty.
Do you see how petty he's become? This is what I'm saying. Like in the beginning, he was not this petty, bro.
I want you to fire me, you fucking Mark.
And that's the truth. But the thing is that even with that, with MJF saying that you could tell that's Tony Khan popping the crowd because it's like, whoa, you know what I mean?
He's throwing shit to this fan and see if it sticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, here's the difference between being privately owned and publicly owned, because
there's
you
a
can
difference.
tell the big difference in WWF when they went public.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things. And here's the thing, I think that if AEW ever goes public, people are going to miss these days where they're just, throwing shit at the wall, seeing what works, seeing with this, seeing with that. And I personally don't put AEW in the same boat as WWE. I think they're going in different directions.
You can't.
I think it's like Apple and Microsoft, or like Apple and Android type things. Like they're just going in different directions. You can't put them in the same boat anymore. You know what I mean?
You know what I can't put in the same boat? The new women's tag team champions, Bianca Belair being a Grand Slam champion, my daughter losing her shit. For this, me looking at Bianca's outfit saying, damn, Montez is going to go back and have fun because she had a whole zipper that goes from the front to the back. I was like, oh, I got to find that for my wife. Right. That's what I kept thinking. But I thought it was a big moment. I thought the match was pretty good. I'm not going to shit on Jade Cargill in any way in this match. There were times where I thought maybe she could sell it more. There were times I thought she sold it pretty good. Okay. She is not here to be the in-ring wrestler. She's here to be a phenomenon. LL Cool J told y'all something like a phenomenon. That is what Jade Cargill is. She is a big time attraction. She walks out like a big time attraction. Her entrance is a big time attraction, and she's up against, and she's being partnered with, which is, I agree with you, Vic, being carried by, okay, the Jonathan Horatio Rodriguez, Tom Brady, Cena. And that's a no disrespect to Bianca Belair, but she is the John Cena of the female division in every single way, in this guy's opinion. That's what I think. I think 100%. I saw that at WrestleMania. Me and your best friend, one of your best friends that can consult, and we saw it. Again, I'm going to say it all the time. Y'all remember the movie Frozen? It had every little girl wearing black ponytails. When you see white girls, little white kids, white girls at that, rocking black Bianca Belair ponytails, it's over. There's no coming back from being that great. Okay? But then we get to the main event of the evening. I love the story that was told by AJ Styles in a backstage or interview that he did with Killer Braxton. He said it took Cody 2 years to finish the story. It's going to take 27 days for him to lose that title. I thought that was great. And AJ Styles, forever the ultimate professional to me. We've heard all the pundits. He can wrestle a broomstick. He can do this. He can do. AJ Styles is that guy. Corey Graves said it. I didn't say it first. I did call Shady McCoy Barry Sanders 2.0 before Chris Collinsworth did it on TV. Said it for 3 years before it got out there. I called Anthony Edwards Baby Jordan 3 years ago. Why? Because of the way that he carried himself with his gear that he wears in the ring. AJ Styles is the modern day best there is, best there was, best ever will be, excellent execution. Just like that, okay? I would even say, honestly, and Bret Hart is tattooed on my arm, okay? I would probably say he's probably better than Bret Hart. And I cannot even believe I'm going to say that. Because what I didn't think that he could do in TNA.
Have the insights to do it.
Sorry, Bret, I love you. I do. But where Bret lacked really good connection microphone skills and being more than just either a professional or an angry Canadian, right? AJ Styles has shown you layers, right? Dice talked about in y'all SmackDown commercial having layers. AJ Styles has layers to his character. More, he said in an interview, he said, I had to change my theme song because it was too good. He said it was too good. He said, I'm changing up my character. My character is going into a darker way. I couldn't have the same theme song because it's too good and everybody likes it. So I had to pick something that everybody wouldn't like, right? You have your weirdos like Dice Man who thinks that song's what's that stupid thing? It's a bop. First of all, bop's not a new term, okay? But it's a bop. No, it's not a bop. That song's trash. Okay, I cannot stand AJ Styles' new theme like I can't stand Naomi's new theme song. Okay, Miles Morales, yeah, that's fine. But AJ Styles said it himself. He had to change the song. This match, first of all, Dusty versus AJ in TNA. That happened. Had to point it out that we get this 20 some odd years later. I thought it was, pun intended, a phenomenal match. And it shows you how great AJ Styles is. It shows you how adaptable Cody Rhodes is. And this moment for me, Vic, to remix Stardust, and I say it all the time, there has been nothing Cody Rhodes has ever did bad that he did not make work. From Stardust to Dashing, Cody Rhodes to the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes to me is only thing he didn't do that I didn't like was that he didn't sell. And that I think back at it, with the WWE, he wasn't supposed to sell the fact that he was happy giving his spot up to The Rock, right? I thought, man, that's a bad execution. He came out and didn't look happy, so the fans saw that. That was probably part of the script. I don't know. But other than that moment for me, there's been nothing that Cody Rhodes cannot do, Vic. Your takes on this, on this phenomenal match.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, that whole thing with The Rock and Cody Rhodes and everything now, as far as like Cody Rhodes giving up his spot,
yeah,
I don't think that was ever actually on the table because that camera angle happened too fast.
Okay, but his face being ejected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that was ever really on the table. I think that's just part of the kayfabe.
Okay.
Because the thing is, when it comes to The Rock versus Roman,
yeah,
I think that they waited too long.
Of course.
I
But
think
that's also business, though.
That should have happened at WrestleMania 39.
It was supposed to happen at WrestleMania
because the thing
before
is,
the pandemic. The pandemic made that happen. That's what really happened.
Exactly. Look at that. So then the other thing with that is that you have, because and then then how would you tell the story, and like when would they do it? Look, they decided to push WrestleMania back a little further, not all the way to May, just a little further. When would you tell that story? How would you have a title run through in the year? Would Roman win? Would Roman lose? Like that whole situation. And then what the hell would happen with Cody Rhodes? His entire flame would drop off if that were to happen. You know what I mean? That's why I think that whole part of it is fake. But anyway, this match right here, I thought it was genius because look, this entire pay-per-view was a house show, right? But they had new matches, they had new champions, new matches, and new directions. So this direction right here told the story of AJ Styles fighting Dusty Rhodes, right? So now that's interesting in itself because AJ Styles is probably one of the only people that Cody Rhodes will ever face that also faced his father.
Outside of the Shield. Outside of Roman and Seth, because they had the Shield. Remember, it was the Shield versus versus the Rhodes family. They had that.
But did they fight Dusty himself?
Yeah,
oh,
Dusty.
Right.
Dusty was the Rhodes versus the Shields.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but as far as
still, what you're saying is still right. Yeah.
Like a one-on-one match, you know what I mean. So then they pulled out some history there. I didn't know that. And then here's the other thing: they pulled out TNA history there.
Yeah.
Right. So now, and you see how the relationship that TNA and WWE has. Now I'm starting to feel like TNA is WWE's developmental, or NXT's developmental. You know what I mean?
Shit, Tony Khan's mad. What?
Which I mean, if you look at Jade Cargill, AEW is WWE's developmental.
Everybody's developmental, but we know what AEW stands for.
I know, but here's the thing:
WWE.
No, but look, Chris Jericho started AEW, and what is he now? The learning trade.
I can't stand Chris Jericho right now. He's diminishing his career day by day for me. Spoiler alert: I cannot stand Chris Jericho. The learning trade. That's a hell of a book. Why?
Because
it's a great book.
He was I just love what he's doing. He was like the Ocho the other day, and then he was wait, what was he before that?
He went back to Lionheart for a second.
The Lionheart, he's just doing all of the. I swear to God, he's the James Brown of the freaking wrestling industry, doing everything, and then running into a cruise. This guy, I love it. I think it's great. If he goes back to WWE. For his
he has to end his career there, right?
He's got to get his Hall of Fame. He's
got to get his Hall of Fame, right? Hopefully he cares about it. But I tell you something, man. Just this match, glorify house show or not,
it was good.
It was really good. It was good.
Really, it was good. Better than expected. Honestly,
it was really good. This moment for me stole it.
Yeah,
stole it for, and then the wrestling and itself, them kicking each other in the face. AJ showing you why he's so great, you know what I mean? And Cody, I feel like Cody he just gets better and better, right? And I get so sick of wrestling, already saying, his title run's boring. It's been 27 fucking days.
No, but I mean,
for 2 years. What's boring about his storyline? Why y'all get on how he wears the title? Shawn Michaels wore the title like that when he had the IC title. The Rock had the title and wore it like that. Dusty Rhodes held the title like that. Ric Flair held the title like that. We got people getting on him for how he holds the title. Wrestling fans, you are never fucking satisfied, and it's quite annoying when people say, "Mike, when you get so angry," I'm not mad at wrestling. I'm mad at wrestling fans, right? Wake the fuck up. Okay, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not. Do you think every single thing happens in wrestling that Mike Knoxxx be happy with? Hell no. But the last time I actually really got mad at wrestling was the way they did Kofi Kingston, and I knew that Kofi was going to lose to Brock. Brock came back. I knew that was going to happen.
That was disrespectful, though.
It was because it was 30 seconds, and then he goes on to chain Velasquez and didn't do nothing with that. So I thought that was just I knew he was going to lose. That's fine.
No,
give me a match and have him lose. No, it wasn't even a match. It was 30 seconds, and he lost his title to Brock Lesnar, and he never got his rematch. Okay.
No, and the thing is just that he never got his credibility back.
Nothing. He never got his credibility back.
Like, yo, he had a good run. Do you remember that match he had with Randy Orton in Madison Square Garden, and like that whole thing that with the going through the tables and calling them stupid and the whole attention that he got back?
Yeah.
Like that whole thing just elevated him, man. Like, but then after that squash match with Brock Lesnar at that Raw 30,
as a black man,
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all,
and it just hurt me. Okay, but other than that, for my culture, for my people, it hurted me. Wrestling doesn't make me mad because things don't happen. People go, "Oh, I went to WrestleMania with a Eufaula on my neck, sitting right here behind me. I'm pointing at it, right, cheering for Roman Reigns. I knew Roman was going to lose. I hoped that they would continue it because I want them to break Mr. Hogan's record. That's, I wanted that. You pointed out, but I'm sorry. I didn't say his first name, right? Because he doesn't exist in my world. Okay, until he apologizes. Okay, it's that simple. F you, Hogan. I said it. Come at me. You don't like it. Okay, but overall, man, I thought the pay-per-view was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the crowd made it amazing. They made me enjoy it more. Were there some annoying things? Only everybody was annoying because they're speaking in French, and I didn't know the fuck they were saying.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty much it. But once you know, then it's cool. Then it's like, I mean, even though Triple H, like for example, I like the way that they do the 3 count, like 1, 2, Solomon do. Like, I would love that.
Like even on their own, they did the no yeet versus yeet doing the Jey Uso.
That was fire.
Damian Priest match.
Yeah,
right. Damian Priest, no yeet, no yeet. I'm like, yo, he's saving the match. Like that crowd by itself gave this pay-per-view 2 stars. Well, I don't do star ratings. Gave it 2 more belt notches. Right, off the crowd alone. I'm literally giving this. I'm sorry. I'm giving this pay-per-view 5 out of 5. Cody Rhodes titles, right? I thought it was that. It was predictable. We knew Cody was going to win, right? It was predictable. We knew where it was. It was a glorified house show. It was so what? But I thought it was performed flawlessly. I really did. 5 out of 5 for me. 5 out of 5 for me.
I think that because look, in the prediction show, we spoke about Jacob Fatu. We spoke about Brock Lesnar. We spoke about all of these surprises. And the only surprise was Tonga Aula, the brother of Tama Tonga, which I don't know, you know what I mean?
But everybody's waiting for Jacob Fatu to show up.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So, like, all of these different predictions.
Surprise! Right.
The thing about it is that the show was really good. It didn't need any of these extra stuff. Like we all know, it was a glorified house show. It's leading to King of the Ring. And
so I wore the hat.
And then the thing is that the crowd was the biggest star of the show
of the night.
The crowd is what's most memorable. And then it's another, just like last year with Puerto Rico, one of the things that people remember the most is the crowd reactions, the fans, things like that. So this whole situation is just going to keep going further. And look, once again, I give it to AJ Styles for staying in character.
Yeah.
And you have if you have a song, if there's a song, and mind you, he probably didn't realize that until way later that they're just singing the song because of the word phenomenal. And Corey Graves,
I didn't get it at first.
No, like I literally asked around, they asked for what they were saying, and what they're saying is he really is phenomenal. So, they take advantage, and like they're saying that over and over and over. And I'm just sure like AJ Styles is just looking at them like, what the hell? And mind you, the camera crew is getting into it. They start bopping the camera up and down on AJ Styles. That shit was so unpredictable. Like the crowd was amazing. But this is why I understand why they did such a short show. Because they couldn't control the crowd. Listen, everybody got an Undertaker level entrance. Everybody's entrance was dumb long. They had to interrupt the crowd several times in order to keep the show moving.
Yeah. Like
this was just ridiculous, this crowd. So
I thought the crowd was just everything you're saying. It's just the crowd was great.
It was, man. And the thing is that look, they at the press conference they started talking about how crazy the crowd in Italy was. and how they want to take things to Italy. And the thing is just that it really made me feel spoiled. Like, damn, bro, we got to do better. And mind you,
you're in New York, I'm in Orlando,
but here's
Philadelphia.
The truth, and the thing is, I think that there's also been a change in the fan base because we have so much wrestling, and I feel that way now. That might have also been a cause of AEW because look, 10 years ago, and I was looking back like when Dolph Ziggler won Money in the Bank. Yeah. Like just that crowd alone was having a ton of fun. Like the Raw after WrestleMania crowd, because that was always expected for like Raw after Mania, right? But it doesn't even get to that level anymore. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you still have your big pops and things like that, but not like where the crowd is throwing a beach ball.
Because now they're expecting it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with American fans is I was going to say, you're in New York, right? New York's the mecca of, you got Madison Square Garden, for heaven's sakes, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't even get that big anymore because look, another thing that happened.
But look what Toronto did for Sami Zayn a few weeks back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because that was a hometown crowd, and the thing is, like, that doesn't necessarily happen in New York anymore.
No, right? I think wrestling's bigger than it's been. Well, they was big for that damn Raw before Mania. With the Rock, that crowd was insane. That was the best New York crowd I had seen in decades.
Exactly.
Decade.
But wait a minute. That was the show of Raw before Mania. Right? Yeah. So the thing is that, and look, I'll even bring this up. Those shows that are around Mania are not a local crowd.
No, they're not. They're not. Good point.
Like, I remember CM Punk was trying to pop Philadelphia and getting nowhere because it's not Philly that's there.
Yeah, it's everybody around the world. It's everybody around the world.
And then CM Punk is, doing this hometown pop, like these local promos as if he's gonna get this local pop. It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, and that's one thing that I think a lot of the wrestlers are starting to lose sight of it when it comes to these shows around WrestleMania. The whole world is there. Right. So for them to be in Madison Square Garden and make that noise. Yeah. But if you go like on December 26th, when it's a house show, that's when the real New York crowd is there. You know what I mean? And it's not like that anymore because you have this mixed bag. But anyway, my main point is just that, like, this crowd, it was a very passionate, very, very passionate group of college students. Right. A lot of them were college students that go to a college that's right there. And they all came in with soccer fan energy.
Oh, they definitely had a soccer.
You know what I mean? It was straight. It was like a soccer show.
Before we go, would you dare say, because I think so, wrestling's bigger than it's ever been.
Oh, right? Hell yeah. Because there's more wrestling than we've ever had.
That's really crazy. Wrestling's better than it's ever been. What is your grade for this pay-per-view? On here on the Mike Knoxxx Show, with Power 5. Okay. I give them belt grades, guys. Listen, you mentioned it when it was mentioned a little bit right here, right? WrestleMania has gotten so big. We say, are they going to move it? Will they move it? Well, they're not moving it yet. But this is the latest WrestleMania has been that I can remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vic. Right? I don't think you have the greatest memories as I don't have as well. But we're talking about April 19th and April 20th in Vegas. And let me just say here, start your booking now and join me in the crew at WrestleMania in Vegas next year. Go to michaelpyramid.internetotravels.com/book travels with your boy. Get your car, your flights, your rooms, your excursions, fun tickets coming soon and more. Right here. That's a cheap pop, but it's not because
nice.
But WrestleMania is coming 420 will be WrestleMania. Somebody said, and I'm not being disrespectful when I say this, they said WrestleMania is the same weekend as Easter. I can go to church and still go to WrestleMania.
That's right.
I can praise him and still go to WrestleMania. One ain't got nothing to do with the other.
That's right.
One to do the other. Listen, we're going to get ready to get up out of here, Vic. It is Sunday. I know you got family times. I got family times. Our preacher time audience, we thank you for keeping us engaged and everything else. We thank you. Shout out to Jeffrey. Shout out to Grandbody P. Shout out to everybody who joined. Andy. Shout out to everybody who joined us today on this program. Like, follow, subscribe, and share this show with you. Unpopped Review is not just here for wrestling. We're here for everything. And make sure tomorrow there will not be the Mike Knoxxx Show because he just went today. But Monday, tomorrow night, you will have the Watch Along Monday Night Raw review show. Tuesdays, the NXT review show with Wrestling Doll and a surprise guest. Wednesdays, the AEW show. And I like to call it White Boy Wednesdays with Dan the Man and Victor LaSpaza. Thursdays come back for our top 5 specials and more. And then on Saturdays, we got the SmackDown Penitentiary review show with Dice Man and him right here, Vic Damone Jr. Vic, any final words on this pay-per-view before we get up out of here today, my brother?
The new era is looking bright.
Enough said. Listen, before we get out of here, guys, do me a favor. Do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me, and don't love God. We are out of here, y'all.
Lose it, bite my tongue for no one. I put you on blast. So all the news channels, y'all can kiss my ass. Other YouTuber, Google me, turn it up and play it. Cause many people think it, I just had the balls to